On Themistode, FightHype.com here with Eimantas Stanionis. How you doing today, brother?
Good, good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm all good, man. No complaints, no complaints, man. So, let's jump into it. I think everybody in the boxing world was really excited. You and Vergil. I think it was supposed to happen March 18th. Everybody was hyped up about it, man. And then, the unfortunate news with your surgery. So first off, how you doing? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. First 2 days was very hard, and I was thinking how long it will take, until I will recover. Because doctor said after 1 week you will feel much, much better, and you can do some walks. So 2 days was like I couldn't understand how my body works, but after more couple of days, I felt very good, and I'm healing very fast. Every day is much, much better.
When exactly? Because I read that it was an emergency surgery. Like how badly did it hurt and how fast did it like take place? Or was it like a 1 day where you just weren't feeling well, 2, 3 days you weren't feeling well and it got worse? Like what exactly happened?
So it's funny story because one day I woke up and I feel something, in my abdominal, some kind of little pain. It wasn't like big deal. So I went to training. I did 2 session workouts, like in the morning and afternoon, and I came back home. Still, I'm feeling something is not right.
Yeah.
So next day I woke up. I went for a sparring, for a training, and then afternoon sparring. Because I supposed to fly in like on Saturday, like next Saturday, because it was like Wednesday. So next Saturday I supposed to fly into US. So after sparring, everything is the same. I feel the same pain, like little, something is bothering me. And when I feel little pain, I don't check up myself because it's like it will go away. So
Yeah.
I'm that kind of guy. So the next day I woke up and I know I have to fly in US in like 8, 9 days. So I checked my blood work, and I see there is like inflammation. So I went to do ultrasound, and I was googling it. So I'm doctor of myself. I found it by myself. So I went to ultrasound doctor, and I asked him, and I told him I might have appendicitis. I don't feel because the one thing was I have lost appetite. I didn't
Mhm.
want to eat nothing. It was strange because I always like to eat.
Yeah.
So it was the strange thing. So I went to doctor and he checked me and he said, I don't think so you have appendicitis because you would not come with such a like good energy, and smiling and joking. So
Yeah.
he checked and he said, yeah, you have, and it's like it's close, to explode. So he said you need to go to emergency and get surgery. And I'm thinking, wow, like all this waiting, 9 months, I had no injuries, no nothing, everything was fine. And now it's like when I have fight date and I supposed to fly to US, I need to get surgery. So I went to emergency. I called some my close people, to find me some good doctor, to make a surgery. And here we are now.
So pretty much you should just retire and just become a doctor. Because I don't know how the hell I don't know how the hell you found that out, man. That's pretty crazy.
So it's funny because like if I didn't supposed to fly to US, I wouldn't go to check, and it will be like big trouble. You can die from this thing, but
Yeah.
of course with this medicine in these days it's hard to die, but it will be exploded and it will be like much the bacteria would be, in all of my
Yeah.
stomach, and it will take much more time than that. I got it on time. I'm lucky. So from one point I'm not lucky, because I got fight postponed.
Yeah.
But another way I'm like,
I mean, hey, like you said, you caught it in time, so it's all good. And the good thing about it is that, like, from what I've read, the recovery time isn't like, like a really long time. So to you, do you think that April is a realistic date, or do you want to push it back maybe a little bit more just so you go into that fight 100%?
yeah, back in the day it was like long recovery. Now with this medicine, and surgeries, it's now different surgery. They put like 3 holes, they put camera and they do the surgery. It's not a big deal. And my doctor said after 4 weeks I can get any kind of shots, to the body, and it will not do any impact or something can happen. He said you will be after 4 weeks like fully prepared to get into like 100% training. So it's like, it's funny also because on social media I see everybody now is a doctor, and they say, oh, when he will get like body shot from Vergil, now he's going down. It's funny because like appendicitis and liver, it's two different things. It's like doesn't have any common sense.
I mean, that's how it is on social media, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's a doctor. It's ridiculous, man. But, I did read that, the recovery is about 2 to 4 weeks.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to talk to Team Vergil or Golden Boy to try to figure out a date, or was the main priority just for you to get healthy and then you plan on talking to them later?
No, they are working as of right now. So probably I think the end of the April it will be the fight date. I said from mid-April I'm available. I don't want to wait long because it's not a like huge surgery. It's like, yeah, it took me like 10 days it will take out of my training. So I'm mad. I need to get it back because I'm getting crazy. And I'm sitting at home and doing nothing. So after like 5 days after surgery, I went for a walk, on the treadmill. I said I need to walk every day 1 hour. So every day I'm walking and it's getting better and better. I can't run, but I think I will start running. I will visit my doctor on Tuesday. So I think he will give me a green light because I'm healing really fast. And I feel like as of today, I can run, a little bit, not hard because it's still, stitches and the movement and flexibility is not the same. But it will take like, I think 1 week and I can start doing shadow boxing or something. It heals like really fast. I'm amazed.
So, so end of next week, you're thinking you could do shadow boxing and you could do more running, and then assuming maybe by the end of the month, early next month, maybe you could like start doing like your sparring and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I think I will go to US like this time for a longer training camp so I can, start training and see how my body feels. But everything will be fine. I'm positive and I'm thinking with me it's like just bump on the road, and I have to deal with this. It's part of the life. It's out of my control. I didn't do anything stupid, anything crazy that's in my control. It's just happened. Like,
100%. Stuff happens, man. So
yeah.
how comfortable are you with, fighting essentially in Virgil's hometown? Like, did it annoy you at first because you are the champion, he's the challenger? Like, did it kind of annoy you? Did you want like a neutral place to fight?
Yeah, it will be great if we can fight in Lithuania, that will be huge. I know I will sell out the full arena. We have a big arena, like 15,000. So
Yeah.
I know I will sell it out. But they won the purse bid, so I have to follow their rules now. So it's still, everybody makes like big thing about this, but we are fighters and we fight inside the ring, and the ring, it's in Texas, in the street or in Middle East or everywhere, it's the same, and the rules are the same. So for me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. I know, of course, it will be like bunch of his people, supporting him. But people from Lithuania also, few of my friends and other people from US, from Lithuania who is living there will come to support me, and I will have like pretty good crowd over there.
Well, I was gonna say as well, because you won your title in Texas. So,
Yeah,
people know who you are. So I guess
yeah,
you feel very confident that Virgil probably will have the edge with the crowd, but they will remember you and your performance. So you feel good with the support pretty much.
yeah, for sure. And when you give all your heart into the fight and give the fans exciting fights, they love you also. It's like no bad blood. I think they can cheer me or boo me. I'm okay with that. I'm going into fight and I believe in myself and I have a goal and vision. That's most important thing.
Gotcha. Makes sense, man. Did you get a chance to watch Gervonta's fight card last
Yes,
week?
yes. I woke up at like 7 a.m. and I watched. It was good time to watch it in my country.
Did you watch the whole entire card or like the pay-per-view part
No,
of it?
I watched only the Gervonta Davis all full fight. I woke up on that fight. I
Mm.
didn't watch other.
So you didn't get a chance to see like Rashidi Ellis and his fight? Okay. What about Jaron Ennis? You didn't see his fight either? Did you watch any clips of his at all?
Uh, I saw the highlights of Rashidi and the other guy,
Yeah.
Via, I think,
Yeah.
but I didn't see any of Ennis.
What were kind of your thoughts when Rashidi picked up that loss, man? Did you kind of expect it going in, or was it surprising to you?
To be honest, I didn't know the other guy. I knew Rashidi. I saw his fights, because he's in my division. He's fast, but I saw when he fought other fights, to have the speed and move around all the time when you fight a pressure fighter, it's pretty hard, So it's boxing and it happened, and but I saw they say he won like 8 rounds and then only he got dropped twice. So it's like I don't know, but
Yeah, it
it
was
is.
yeah, a little bit of controversy. He kind of dominated the first half. The second half, Villa won, and then those two knockdowns in the 12th round really cost him. I know you said you didn't watch Jaron's fight, but just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on because a lot of people are kind of criticizing him, saying that he didn't get the guy out of there, he didn't knock the guy out, went 12 rounds. So people are kind of saying now, all right, he's not ready for Spence, he's not ready for Crawford. Just what kind of your thoughts on when people are saying that about Jaron now, man?
People talk, and I think it's good that he got that kind of style, fight. Because if the other fighter, I saw the comments only, that he didn't want to fight and he was running, so it makes sense. It's hard to knock the other guy out when he is coming to survive. It's pretty hard.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean you don't have a punch power or you can cut the corners because sometimes so the styles mix fights and sometimes the other style can be very difficult to figure out. So but also with this fight everybody now sees he's a human, because everybody before was thinking he's like Superman or something. So
yeah. Do you think that in a way, maybe it can get other top-notch guys to kind of fight him a little bit? Because like you said, everybody looked at him like, damn, like nobody's gonna beat this guy. And then somebody goes 12 rounds with him, and people are saying, maybe I can beat him. Do you think that could kind of help him, kind of get like bigger names to fight him, like Spence, Crawford, stuff like that?
I think Spence and Crawford has their own paths, and they are now Spence is doing other things. Crawford, we don't know, so it's boxing business, and we have just wait and see what's going on. Like Ennis, me, Vergil, other fighters, they're like coming up, and so if Spence is moving up now, as I see, and he's not coming at 147, then belts are vacated. So it's good for the new generation.
Well, that's exactly where I wanted to go. What were your thoughts when, it was officially announced that Spencer's gonna fight Keith Thurman at 154? What were your thoughts, man?
I don't know. I just was like lost. What's going on in this boxing world? Because I saw WBC convention, and they made a tournament mandatory, and now they're fighting at 154 for no belts, for nothing. It's like just a fight, and I don't know. Let's say Thurman wins. What's then? Then Spence is like still champion, yes, at 147, but in people's eyes he would not be. But I don't think so that will happen. I give the edge, to Spence. But still, it's like I don't know. Yeah, from maybe boxing business, it's okay to make this fight, but Thurman was very inactive. I don't even think he deserves the shot. Yeah, he's known, and but when you don't fight, also people forget you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Of course, it will be like good if he can fight his mandatories. That would be great.
Do you think Spence will come back down at 47? 50 going up to 54 and then coming back down to 47, that might be a little tough. Do you think he's just gonna say, nah, I'm not going back down to 47?
I think he can, but I think he is not going to come at 147. I
Mm,
think he's going to try bring Crawford at 154. If he is having the hard time, he said that he's having hard time to make 147. then I think it makes sense. But if he's made his mind, to go to 154, so please say it and vacate the belts, so we can fight for the belts. Don't hold the division, please.
With I know you're not gonna give Thurman like a 50-50 shot, but what does Thurman kind of have to do? Like, how likely do you think it is that Thurman pulls off the upset, or are you just like, man, Spence is just gonna beat him down, man?
I think Spence going to beat him down because this inactivity it plays a role in the age, and he was very inactive. It's not like 1-2 years, he was like injured, went off, then he came back, he fought like 140 guy, then he's again off and still waiting. I don't know when he fought last time. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Spence will win and not in a high. Of course, like first few rounds, everybody can bang and fight, but later on when you gas out, then it's going to show, the will, the character, everything.
Do you see a stoppage, or you think it could go 12 rounds?
No, I see the stoppage like late 9-10 rounds. Yeah.
Mm.
It's just my opinion, Thurman is a good fighter, tremendous, he was like really good, but we don't know, this is the question mark, what he has, still do he has or no. His last fights didn't show this, a lot.
Let me ask you this real quick. If Keith could, so pretty much you don't think Keith is in his prime anymore, right?
No, yes, I think.
So if let's just say Keith was still in his prime, do you think that version of Keith, the one that beat Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, do you think that one could beat Errol Spence?
Yeah, that Keith Thurman can. Yeah, I would say it's like 50-50 fight, because of course everybody's now thinking, because Keith Thurman got a few times body shot, and everybody's now, his body weak, but it happens, you can't just, focus on the one spot, yeah, maybe he has the spot, like soft spot, but I think he's working on it because everybody knows and everybody will go to that body,
Yeah.
So
I guess for like fight fans, we should officially not look forward to Spence versus Crawford at 147. We should look forward at 54 pretty much.
yeah, it's my opinion. Yeah. If I can say, yeah, I think it's going to be at 154. I don't think so. Spence will come back to 147.
Do you
I
do, do you think that if the fight happens at 54 though, do you think it's still like the same? Not really because of the weight, but because it's not for undisputed anymore. It's just like kind of
Yeah.
like a regular fight between two great fighters. Do you think it loses a little bit of value at 54?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Yeah, of course it's a big fight, but undisputed, it's like belts matter, it's still it's good accomplishment when you have the belts, you can show everybody, show your kids, show your everywhere you can bring to school, to any meetings, everybody want to see the belt. Believe me, I got a belt and everybody in Lithuania, do you have the belt? No, I want to see it in real, how it looks like. I want to touch it. So,
Is that what
yeah,
you do? You bring it with you everywhere down in Lithuania?
it's always in my car, so I park
Wow.
somewhere where is the cameras, that nobody steal my belt, and I always carry on and I show it to people. Yeah, because I know it's interesting, because when I was growing up, I was thinking I want just to see, the belt, how it looks like, just to touch, and
Yeah.
I know people, who watch the boxing, they want to see it.
Yeah, for sure. Makes sense. At 54, let's just say you're right. Spence and Crawford fight at 54. I know originally you was giving Spence the edge at 47. Do you think anybody gets the edge at 54? Does Spence get a little bit more of an edge? Does Crawford get a little bit more of an edge? What do you think at 54?
I think at 154, the Spence will get more edge because he's a bigger guy. He cuts much more weight than Crawford for sure. I don't know how much they walk around, but from looking at the muscles, at the body type, Spence, he's a bigger man. So I think that's why he's having the problem to making 147. He said that, so he will try to bring Crawford at 154 maybe. But Crawford will, try to bring him to 147. So it's going to be games again.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, when it comes to a guy like Spence, in your honest opinion, do you think that he'll eventually, let's just say he stays at 54, he beats Thurman, beats Crawford, whatever. Do you think that he'll eventually like become a world champ at 54? And even if he has to fight a guy like Jermell Charlo, I know they're really good friends, but do you think he could beat him?
I think so, yeah. I think he can beat it, but Charlo is also a good fighter, so it's pretty hard to say. But they will not fight. I don't think so. They are friends, they train with the same trainer. They've been around this spar together, like I think hundreds of times. So it's like, I don't know. It has to make sense a lot of me.
At some point, you're still young and you're a pretty put together guy, man. You're gonna have to go up there to 54 soon. How soon how much time do you think you have at 47? Do you feel comfortable or do you see yourself moving up to 54 sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I will move up to 154 for sure. But 147, why I'm, let's say, at 147? Because it's like a lot of good fights you can make.
Mhm.
Vergil, Ennis, maybe Spence, Crawford. I don't think so now from this business, standpoint. It doesn't make sense, but there is a lot of guys coming up also. So
Mhm.
if Crawford and Spence will move up 154, I'm going there also.
So is a part of you kind of because I think Spence is just gonna hold on to his title. He's gonna hold on to the welterweight belt, and then I believe I don't remember which sanctioning body, but one of the sanctioning bodies said he'll have like 60 days to kind of negotiate with Crawford to, make like an undisputed fight, pretty much. If Spence said, "All right, I'm just gonna vacate all of the titles," is there like a certain route that you would want to take, like the IBF? The WBC. I know you have the WBA regular, or would you just be content with just getting elevated to the WBA? Like, which route would you want to go?
I would like to have the toughest route, to get all the belts where it's available, to fight for a few belts, in the beginning, because everybody, if you're saying Spence will move up and vacates the belts, yeah,
Yeah.
so Ennis will be elevated, I think, to the champion.
Yep.
Then WBC, I don't know who's in the rankings.
Yeah, I think I mean
Who?
it might be Ennis. I know Cody Crowley is pretty high up there as well. Thurman was obviously number one, but we don't really know what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
So
but if they are at 154, there is like, it's like, I don't know, the fifth and sixth guy will fight for a belt. It's like,
does, does
yeah,
does that make sense to you to have guys that are like so low ranked? Like, well, they're not really low ranked, but guys that are 5 and 6 fighting for a title. Does that make sense to you or not really?
not really for sure, but what we can do, what the organization can do, if the other guys like four moved up, and what they can do. Of course, they can rank other guys who's in the top position, but it's okay if somebody at place like 5 and 6 rankings they will fight for a title. Then they have to unify, with others. Then it's okay. But if they will get the title and they want to hold it like for 5 years, now it's my belt, and I don't want to fight tough fights, then it doesn't make sense.